We're all getting excited because restrictions are being lifted and we have been seeing the end of the tunnel, as it were, in terms of what has come to take away a lot of our loved ones, sort of like turned our world into disarray. But now that COVID, the virus itself, is subsiding, it's going down, what will be the aftermath? Hi everyone, I'm Toyin Okanuga. I am the author of Hush to Roar, and I am your self-realization mindset expert. Yes, and thank you very much for joining me yet again in another episode. And my talks are generally all about mental well-being, because if we don't control our mind, if we don't sort our mind out, then what is the point really? And today, my topic is shifting the power balance, so COVID aftermath. And I want to bring hope to everybody. I'm not going to go through my story, but if you want to know a lot about me, please look at my previous videos to let you know that I also know that life promises us life. But it's how we navigate through life that makes all the difference, with loved ones that can help us support what we're going through, the empathy shown, and just someone or some people, or where we can just hold space for one another, gives us all hope. And I want to tell you that we can draw hope from these situations that have happened. And I know the media says otherwise in terms of, oh, now that is over, this is what's going to happen. We need to change the narrative. So I'm just going to discuss briefly how and why we should change the narrative. So as we have all got, most of us, we've got children in university, that are in schools, that have been devastated by all these all the news and everything about the COVID. But if we continue to think that we can't shift our narratives around this, we will be truly affected. And not only will we be affected personally, we will impact those around us. Everything else will go up, like crime, and everything will just fall into disarray. So it's no longer the virus that's come to destroy us, but we have now not changed the narrative of that thing in our head that we can now move forward, be in action, and get a hold of ourselves and heal. So I want to let us all know that if we shift the power balance, let's get our power back. We've always had it in our mind, and now that the virus has gone, let's get to work by working on ourselves. So when we wake up, when those negative thoughts come to us, let's catch those thoughts and say, okay, I've lost that person. Let's now think of the beautiful moments that we shared with them, those beautiful memories that you hold tight, so that you can smile and release those beautiful brain chemicals, the serotonin and dopamine, into your brain. Because why? You are thinking of happy moments. Let's say that now they are at peace. They are no longer under that horrid thing that was holding them in the hospital, that they could not breathe. They are now released and they are at peace. Let's change that narrative. Let's shift that power base to say the aftermath will not be mental illness. And as I've said before, depression, it's okay if you go through that. It's a symptom of what we have gone through. It is not a disease. It is not an illness. If you want to really know, please watch my other video on where I said mental illness is not rising. It's not rising. If we change the narrative that depression is something in our head that's been working, and it's now giving us a sign that you need to fix this because you've taken me out of balance here. It's, as I said in my video, a messenger to let us know that we need to get to the root cause of what's causing us to be so sad. We all get sad sometimes, and then we bounce back if we just suppress it, we will feel the aftermath of COVID, and we don't need to. We can thrive. And I know people have lost jobs. Let's be hopeful and say, yes, I'm still here. So that means all the greatness is in me to go do something, to find hope, to get all that creativity bouncing out of me and do something. So it's just a quick one to say, we don't have to see a COVID aftermath in the sense of our mental well-being spiraling downward. We all have our minds to think creatively and say, that's what's happened. But when we shift that power balance to saying, I have greatness in me, I have the creativity in me, I've got this, everything that's happened is as is. Accept. The first thing that I did when I went through all the traumatic events was the acceptance. Once you can accept that that's happened, you no longer resist, because the more you resist, the more things will persist in terms of that illness that people said, which is depression. I say symptom. The symptom will continue until it gets your attention to change to something that is making your brain and their mind balanced. And that is by freaking out in the love zone, if you like. One of my beautiful psychologists says that. Freak out in the love zone, cry, to let people call them, because if we're not visiting and everything fully yet, call, cry, do it in that controlled way. Because why? If we don't, we know that people who have been hurting others, as they say, hurting people hurt others. So we have to control ourselves before things control us. And I know that from a very personal perspective, because people who hurt, and someone who hurt me so dearly was hurting too. But all that person was doing, they suppressed their hurt, and they manifested it by abusing me. And that happens around the world. But if we get hold and a grip of this situation and say, the aftermath, they say, is this, but it won't be because I am doing this. And then we can help each other, and it won't become a disaster, because we are doing mind management. We need to start managing our minds and not just taking the narrative that, oh my gosh, that has happened, this now should happen. No, it should not. In my case, with all the traumatic ACEs that I had, statistically, I shouldn't even be here. Because if you've had I've had over 4 or 5 ACEs, which is adverse childhood experiences, check the statistics, including sexual abuse. So I shouldn't really be here. I should have aged. I was aging, but I took hold and did self-regulation, self-awareness. I got to the root cause of it, and we can do this now. So guys, let's shift that power base, get our power back. That has come, the virus, and has devastated lives. In the same way that virus has impacted our minds and our body, if we don't take a hold of our mind, our thoughts will do exactly that in our mind, in terms of, if it will actually almost do the same damage that the virus has done in terms of our hormones, our immune system. I kid you not. If you watch a lot more of my videos, you'll see where I explained all the physical ailments I had as a result of my thoughts and causing dis-ease in my body, causing and resulting into diseases It's facts. I'm a living witness. And now all those things that did happen to me, are going down. I had serious arthritis in my early 20s. I don't have those anymore because I healed from deep within, and it wasn't even with medicine. It's that mind management, self-regulation. So guys, let's shift the power base. There doesn't need to be a COVID aftermath if everyone in the profession of helping, holding space for us, do the right thing. The mental illness is not rising. It's how we manage those depressions, the symptoms, their symptoms saying something terrible has happened and I'm just telling you, you need to fix it. So guys, that's all from me today. Thank you very much for joining me, and if you want to continue with me on this journey, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And there are links below for more information, and stay safe. Yeah, we've got this, guys. We've got our minds. We're still here. Everything, oh my gosh, the imaginative things, ideas that we have within us to become great, I can't even start to tell you. So we can deal with this. We've got it. So again, I'm Toyin Okunuga, author of Hush to Raw. Get your Hush to Raw if you really want to know a lot about me. And that's it from me today. But remember, your inner child has a voice. Don't suppress it. Heal those things. Come out and freak out. Let the unconsciousness, all those worries that you've suppressed, come out in a controlled environment so you don't hurt yourself, you don't hurt others, but you come out and roar. Thank you for watching.